Here we have a new 2024 Chevy Traverse Limited. This one comes in the 1LT cloth trim level in Summit White. And then we have jet black cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. So this isn't the true 24 coming out, but they're taking a little longer trying to get rid of these older body styles, so that's why it's a limited. But as we come around to the front end here, LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights, and the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. Still like the front end here though, and I like in this limited LT trim, it still looks very nice. Down here, 18-inch aluminum wheels. We do get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors here. And then we have a one-touch automatic up and down window for the driver's side. Regular power windows for the other doors, power mirror controls, power door locks, and then we do have a rear window lock there. Power lift gate. It's part of a package. I'll show you on the window sticker here in a minute. Manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Hood release, and I apologize, this one's just a tad dirty. But there's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. But a big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Traverse today. I'll leave a link below in the description. I'm just gonna go over this convenience and driver confidence package, excuse me. And then this one stickers for $39,590. I'll try to leave a full comprehensive window sticker in the description. But let's go ahead and check out this rear seat room. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. And back here, decent space. There's a view of the front. And you can slide the seat back and forth. We get the seat back pockets behind on both sides. Automatic rear AC controls are here. 2 USB-A charge ports. And then pretty big storage pocket there. And there's the third row back there. Again, sorry for the glare. But let's just go ahead and make our way towards the back. Now, if you ever need your child locks or manual, and you can just adjust it right there. And then fuel filler there. And we do have the LED tail lamps back here. Dual exhaust. Look underneath the vehicle. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop this lift gate. Sorry for the siren as well. But here's a look at the back seat with the third row up. So you still get tons of space behind the third row here. I just reviewed the new Santa Fe, and you just get much better space back here as opposed to that. But pull this up, and then you can fold these flat when the second row seats are up far enough, but I have them leaned back on both sides. But we'll take a quick look back there. You do get a USB-A port on either side with bottle holders. And then I'll just show you how the seat folds flat from the second row if you ever want to do that. Just pull up here, and then we have seat belts in the way, of course, but when the seat's up far enough here, you can fold that forward. But pretty easy to use. Front passenger seat here is manual. Side pockets on either side. And there we have our glove compartment. And as we come back around to the front, just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 3.6 V6, mostly covered up. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat and try to give a quick rundown of all the features we get here. First of all, leather wrap steering wheel. There's the horn. Over here to the screen, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. We can pull up our climate controls for the front here if we want to. And then for the rear there, volume can be adjusted. Click there to turn the volume off. Cut this off. And then our settings here, we can change language if we want to there. And then we have rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, and teen driver. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Little hidden space behind here. 2 USB-A ports, aux input, 12-volt wireless charging pad. That's part of the convenience and driver confidence package. Pull this lever here, reverse, neutral, drive, and you have the limiter there, and you can shift, and it'll tell you what gear you're in that bottom right-hand corner of the digital gauge cluster there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. We have 2 drive modes, so just the snow and ice mode and your tour mode there. Auto stop toggle, lane keep assist, you can toggle that there. Center console cubby space with a removable tray, pretty good size. Universal home remotes here, lights there. There's a view of the back from up here. And I'm very sorry again for the lighting, it's just such a glare today. Blinkers here. Auto high beams can be toggled there, and then your regular high beams you can toggle there, flash here. You just have your regular intermittent wipers, so one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust the intermittent here, then your rear wiper off, intermittent on, and then you just push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, you can go through your track list or radio station favorites. And on the right side, up, down for volume. Cruise control, turn that on or off there, cancel, set the speed, forward collision alert, gap adjust, voice recognition, mute, and you can use these 4 arrows and the check mark to go through your options in the gauge cluster here. So you have different views, and then if you go to the settings, you can change your units from US to metric, as well as your info page options. Push button start. Finally, here's our key fob with remote start. And next, let's take this 2024 Chevy Traverse Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Traverse, of course it feels identical to the 23s in terms of just overall seating position, visibility, all of that. Now I do like having the 9-speed in these. I do think it just helps with your fuel economy in general. And then I also just like the infotainment system here. Even though it's dated, it's still very nice. But we're gonna give it a little pull here getting on the interstate. So pretty impressive getting up to speed here without having to necessarily redline it. We have the cruise set here. And we can see our fuel economy. I think we're rated to get 27, 28 miles per gallon highway. So that's about what we're getting here, even on this slight incline. So I'd expect to do a little bit better real world. But sound acoustics in here are pretty good. Ride quality is very good. And I like the overall feel that you get when you're driving one of these. You have your blind spot monitors here with the confidence package. You have your standard lane keeping system. You don't have adaptive cruise control or lane centering, but especially for this price point, I think you get a lot. For an 8-passenger, a pretty big 8-passenger SUV, or 7-passenger, excuse me. But whether you go with the captain chairs or not, pretty much you have those 2 bigger outboard seats for full-size adults, and then in that 3rd row, you just probably want to have 3 smaller children back there, or smaller people. There's not that much space back there, but it's decent for the segment, I think. Now, in terms of competition, there are quite a few 3-row SUVs that aren't necessarily considered large SUVs. So I'm not talking about Tahoes, Escalades, Expeditions. I'm talking Ford Explorers, maybe even a Honda Pilot. There's so many, the Pathfinder. So in terms of that, I feel like this is one of the roomier ones in terms of just the overall space you get in all 3 rows and then the space you get behind the 3rd row. Because again, like I said earlier, driving the Hyundai Santa Fe, the new 24 model, space was pretty good in there until you got behind the 3rd row, and you can just see where the 3rd row was kind of squeezed in there. Even though it has a larger presence for the new year for that body style, it's still, again, behind the 3rd row feels a little crammed. But here at the Traverse, I feel like you get everything you want, pretty much what you would expect out of a minivan without having something that looks like a minivan. Not as spacious, but very close. And then just having that capability to fold the 3rd row down and still have pretty good seating in the 1st and 2nd row, I think is a pretty good option there. But also just for the price point, you get a pretty strong V6, a 9-speed automatic, all the features that come with this, and your sticker price isn't going over 40 grand yet. And I know vehicles are not as inexpensive as they used to be, but for today's market, that's pretty good, I think. So all in all, I think a good looking SUV, even before it gets its redesign coming here shortly, or refresh. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevy Traverse Limited.